Without a doubt, the fastest way to instantly make your websites look more professional and more custom is choosing a great font. Now, the unfortunate part is most great fonts are either really expensive or the free ones usually look really cheesy. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 13 incredible fonts that are completely free and will transform your web designs. So let's get into it. The first font that we're going to talk about is Pangram Sans Rounded. This font has 6 different families, 8 different font weights, and also comes in italic and reclined variations. This font is super playful, it's bubbly, it's friendly, and it especially looks great in bright colors. Our next typeface is 36 Days of Type 2022. This is a super unique display typeface created by Dirty Line Studios. And the thing that I love about this font is all of the uppercase letters have this sort of gothic Egyptian look, while the lowercase letters are more standard. It's a really quirky font that feels like it breaks a lot of rules, but it does it really, really well. This is certainly a font that is best for large, short headings, as with smaller text, it's going to be a bit harder to read, but overall, this is a really, really cool font. Our next font is Telma, which is a really clean script font. It very much has that cursive handwriting feel. Certainly more of a classic vibe to this font. But with that said, it would be perfect for journal, beauty, lifestyle type of website. Certainly a very, very professional feel to this font. This next one is one of my very favorite tall fonts. It is called Humane. One thing that I love about this font, or any tall font for that matter, is it is fantastic for smaller spaces such as social media posts, because you can fit a lot of these characters in a very small width. Next is a fun, spacey, futuristic type font called Baunk. This is a perfect font for industries such as tech or gaming. One thing with this font is it is slightly hard to read, and so with fonts like this, you want to use it sparingly. If it's used too much, or if it's used with smaller font sizes, it's going to be really difficult to consume. But overall, this type of font is going to make your website look far different than anything else out there. This next font is called Newake. It is a bold font, but the thing that I love about this one is there are some slight imperfections. The corners are slightly rounded. It gives it a really unique feel, but still that really strong, in-your-face, bold font look. Now, I love the way that fonts like this look in all caps. They look fantastic on a website because they can fill up a lot of space and they're super easy to read and they catch your eye really, really well. So fantastic font here for any website that you could be designing. Next is a font called Gavency. This is described as a versatile display serif typeface. This one comes in 3 different styles: regular, condensed, and semi-expanded, which gives you a ton of flexibility with how you can use this font. Now, I love Grotesque fonts, and Mango Grotesque is probably the best free option out there. The thing that's so cool about these is they're very unique, which is going to make them extremely memorable. And there are actually a lot of big brands out there using these types of grotesque fonts, such as Dropbox. Our next font is Branch. This is a modern and elegant typeface. This type of font is going to be perfect for websites in industries like clothing, home decor, and luxury brands. Now, one thing to note is thin typefaces like this can sometimes feel insignificant when you place it on a website, and so you want to make sure that you have some great imagery to go with it, because standing alone, it might not be enough to draw attention. Now, I love this next typeface, and it's not just because I'm a Game of Thrones fan. This is a retro display font that looks incredible. It has a nice vintage style, which would be perfect for any website that's going for that vintage look. This is a super fun font that people definitely aren't going to forget. Now, this next font, which is called Wild World, has a very aggressive and bold feel. It almost feels like a spookier version of the Star Wars font, which is kind of fun. Now, wide fonts look really, really cool on websites, but you are going to be limited to either keeping the characters to a small number or shrinking the size of this font, because it can get really wide really fast. Our next font is called Super Duper. This is a grotesque sans serif font, and you can tell here that it looks really great with bright, quirky colors, but you can also accomplish a variety of other styles, even using black and white. Now, like other tall condensed fonts, you want to make sure that you use larger font sizes especially on websites, to make sure that it's easy to read. Now, if you do this right, this is going to look really nice. Probably my favorite font from this entire list is the font 90s. This is a stylish display font inspired by the 90s, and maybe it's because I grew up in the 90s, but this made me feel really nostalgic. This font is great for sci-fi designs, retro games, anything in that realm. This font is going to be perfect. I've got a ton more fonts and resources to share with you, so if you liked this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss part 2. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.